Alright, well, welcome to kind of a winter plant update and a little bit of a sneak preview of the studio space. On a separate day, if I remember, I will get footage of a few plants that are downstairs. There's a couple plants that are in a room that we're using for storage, so I'm not even going to venture back there at the moment. But what I do have going is this setup here. So I have two grow lights. You may have seen these last winter. They're from Barina. No sponsorship or anything like that. Just liked the look of these because they're the standing kind of grow lights. And at the moment, I have them both set up here in the studio space, getting light on some of these guys. I also have, there's a thing of fertilizer water down here, because I was doing some bottom watering, so that's still here. However, we'll start over here with this guy. This is the jade that I've decided is going to be kind of like the indoor tree guy that I'm going to work on. I got this last year to kind of practice some of my pruning for kind of the bonsai shaping of a tree, that sort of thing. Just made some defoliations on him, so taking the leaves off to encourage the branches to grow. There's very new branches. I made cuts on this guy towards the end of the summer, so this is just a couple months of growth. We're not getting the best look at him here, but that's the jade. Now, there's a couple cuttings from him in this pot of our next plant, and they're not doing very well. They're very squishy, and one has definitely died of root rot. And so I took him out, and there's a couple that are kind of hanging on. I don't know if they're gonna make it. I think this is just a little too moist for them. They haven't gotten enough light. That's definitely a fair statement. So that's that guy, and they're sitting in the pot of the corn plant. You're going to notice in this video that all of the plants have brown tips, and that's via lack of humidity, and there's nothing I can do about that right now. I don't have the means to be setting up like my water distiller and my humidifier and all that at the moment, so I have decided that at least for the foreseeable future, that is we're just gonna have to deal. So this is the corn plant. He has two branches, or two stalks, a shorter one and a much longer one. The longer one might have to get cut down and made into another tree. We'll see. I'm not really sure how I want to deal with that, but yeah, corn plant is doing pretty well here. Everything's probably also a little dusty. Again, been moving stuff around in the studio, and there's been a lot going on, so just something we're gonna have to work around. Here is the Dracaena Janet Craig, and here's the story on this guy. I forgot him out on our porch, and he survived several nights of frost, though he lost all of his leaves, literally all of them. They died, and a good portion of this plant has died back, and I don't know how much may or may not survive here. I can feel some kind of vague, I don't know if this is all dead or not, but there are two nubs that I don't know that I could feel just a couple weeks ago. I'll try to get in here with the camera. I don't know if you're going to see much, but so he may be trying to grow back leaves. He might also just die, and that is completely my fault, and that's just part of having plants, I guess. So we'll see. I'm keeping him just to see what happens. He's near the grow lights. He's just gotten watered and fertilized. So we'll see what kind of recovery, if any, Janet Craig makes here. And that brings us over to the big Dracaena, and that is a dragon tree, or a Dracaena marginata. This guy was outside last year, and he has definitely been one of the biggest struggle buses as far as coming inside, just with the changes of humidity, and he's lost several leaves, but pretty healthy up in the crown. I'm now standing, and he is almost as tall as I am, so you know, a little bit weaker leaves, because this is what happens in the winter. They get a little skinnier than some of these guys down here that are definitely wider and more healthy. That's what happens with these guys in the winter. I try to keep him the best lit that I can, and because he's now a bigger tree, I can't stick him right up in front of the grow lights without putting everything else a lot further away from them. So this seems to be working out okay for the moment. So that's kind of this table area done. Bookshelf I need to get put together. That whole carpet area is kind of a mess, but down over here we have the ponytail palm, and he's doing pretty well for the most part. A lot of growth. And this is crazy because this plant, if you go back to my previous plant updates and stuff like that, I mean, he did nothing for me for, 3 years almost. And I don't know what happened, if he just got comfortable in the soil, if, there's enough roots here. But the elephant foot, or the trunk here, has really, really grown. Even this fall and winter, he has accomplished quite a bit. So I'm pretty impressed. He's very firmly rooted in here. My plan is to keep him in here until he decides he wants a bigger pot, which at the rate we're going might be next fall. But yeah, lots of leaves. You gotta be careful with these guys. If you didn't know this, by the way, they have a petting direction. So if you go in, come out, you're good. Do not start out and pet in, because they have these little, I don't even know if they're visible, but they have like saw teeth, and they'll get you. They'll actually, the bigger ones, when they get a little further along, can draw blood. I guess it's a mechanism to prevent predators and things like that, because if you're rubbing up against the plant and you're pushing, kind of encourages you to not touch the leaves, which, yeah, I've gotten dinged a few times from this guy. So always pet the ponytail palm from the inside out when you're going to check on him. So I usually approach as a blind guy. I approach from the bottom, find the foot, and that way I can check on the kind of the stalks, or like the, I don't know what you call it, these branches or whatever that are building out the base over time as they go by. And so I want to, make sure that this guy's healthy, but I always come at him from the bottom so I don't get attacked by this dude. And I have one more plant in here. Go past the bookshelf. We're not going to talk about that. It's a project I've been putting off. I went and picked one up for my birthday, and it was way over-engineered, and I need help from a buddy of mine, and we just have had a hard time coordinating. But here's the last guy. This is the ZZ, and he's been struggling a little bit. I think just between being kind of moved around here and there. I haven't been as good about watering and being on top of stuff. Case in point, this big brown leaf that's literally right near the camera. Can I take him out? Is he ready? Nope. So I'm going to leave him. We've lost a few leaves. The stalks that are here seem to be fairly healthy. So overall, I think he's just kind of getting rid of what he doesn't want to hang on to for the winter, because the rest of the plant, I mean, this guy is pretty large. I got this guy in a 8-inch pot a few years ago, and he's gone through some ups and downs. I don't know what I'm doing wrong with ZZs, to be honest, because it's not just this guy. I don't have him. He's one of the ones that's in the storage room, but my Raven hasn't been doing very well. So I'm doing something funky here, and I don't quite know what it is. But I don't know. I'm hoping if we can kind of keep just getting rid of the parts of this guy that aren't working out, maybe I'll get the clippers and deal with some of these. But you know what? This is what owning plants is like, and all these people who have these perfectly manicured plants. I don't think it's a very accurate representation of the hobby, especially when you're talking about having plants in the winter in Minnesota. This guy's pretty close right now to a window, new window granted, but maybe feeling some effects of the draft, so I might have to scoot him into the room a little more. I'm gonna keep kind of troubleshooting with him. He'll probably be fine. It's an easy plant, so I'll try to, cut the bat out, move him over, and hopefully in the springtime he'll be in a better space. So again, we'll make a cut here. I'll try to maybe get some footage. I don't know if I'll be able to tomorrow after work. We'll have to see. We'll cut to some random point in the future where you can take a look at, if I can catch it in time, a blooming Christmas cactus for the first time, and a few others. All right, here's the later footage I was talking about. So I'm gonna keep this pretty short. Got these guys in the kitchen, so they could use a clean. We have the Dracaena lemon lime, and again, these leaves probably should get cleaned off. You're just kind of cooking here and you're moving around. We got cats, and everyone kicks up stuff. And then way back here is the cool guy. I'm gonna see if I can sneak the camera underneath. We have my Christmas cactus that I've had for, I don't know, 2 years. It finally has blooms on it, and I didn't realize they bloom right onto the top of the stalk. There's also an oak tree attempting to be alive in here. So there's that. But yeah, this guy finally bloomed this year, which is pretty cool. The blooms don't really smell like anything, at least to me. So there's that. But yeah, they're there. Azizi up top, that's seen slightly better days, but it's alive, at least for the moment. I gotta probably stick some water in there. My wife has a money tree that she kind of helps take care of, and I take care of it with her. It's not liking probably the changes in humidity right now, but yep, that's these plants. That's the winter update for you. There's a snake plant back there too. He's a snake plant who is alive. Not showing too much of the kitchen because we just got a lot going on here. But yeah, so winter plant update for you. Thanks for checking this out, and we'll see you in the spring when I can clean these guys off more and get them outside and just get the collection looking a little more pristine, hopefully. Right now, it's about surviving the next 3 months of Minnesota. So hope you're well, and we'll see you soon. Peace.